much, Thilo. Our next speaker is Nicco Kunzmann. He is here right now from FOSS Asia, and I will hand over the clicker to him.
Hello, welcome, good evening. My name is Nicco Kunzmann. I'm with FOSS Asia too, and also contribute to other open source projects. And today I want to talk about another open source project, which is actually not part of FOSS Asia, but shields.io. It's another project. Who of you knows that project? Who uses it? Okay, a few. Yeah, so when you have an open source project, you usually want to onboard people to the project when they read the source code, and there you have this README MD file where developers go to for the first time, and they have a look at what is this project about, how do I contribute, what else do I need to know, and there are those like bright and shiny and like colorful little badges which tell you something about the project in a very concise way. For example, how many contributors are there? Is the build working? How do I get in contact with the developers? Things like that. And I want to talk about shields.io, which is a service I contributed to for some time, a little bit. And yeah, and what I like about that. So like this is one place where you find badges, and another one which was interesting to me was when I do a pull request, now I can just have a look at, I can scroll through and I see the badge and I know, is my pull request now live or is it not? So it's also a way of feedback for developers to have this image changing. Yeah, shields.io and how they advertise themselves, like they're pixel perfect. You can get SVG images, PNG images, and if you don't have embedded them into your README, maybe you want to do it now. So you can go to shields.io. Yeah, and about the architecture, this is what I like much about, is when you first go to shields.io, you can see the website on the left. There are a lot of badges. You can have a template where you say, okay, for example, I have a project with this name in that organization, and I want to know if the build status is working. I just put in the organization and the project name, and then I get the badge. So this is the templating, and there's also a search for different badges you can get, because there are a lot that don't really fit on the screen. And then this goes to the back end. And in the back end there you have the caching, the rendering of the badges, so they all look like similar. And you have also parsing of API data, which is there, and people host it for you. If you contribute, your badge will be hosted. And what I actually find most interesting for me as a contributor is that I would like to create a badge, for example, for F-Droid or for my app version that I created. And the only thing now, if I want to add this badge, that I need to worry about is like this small red part over there. So like the front end and the templates, everything I get if I contribute to shields.io. But I only need to write a little piece of code, which I call the service over here, and they call it in their software, which takes data from the API, converts it a little bit into a little image, a little specification for that image, and users can still change that. Or if I'm in charge of an API, I can change, over here, I can change the API a little bit so that there is an endpoint where the badge can be generated from directly. And why I'm so like fascinated about that, it is because I wonder, like, how do I get to contribute to open source software so that I don't need to write my own code all the time and do everything that this Shields does, that I need to build it myself, right? So with this, I have a lot of like code reuse and infrastructure reuse. And for me, I call it a scaling architecture, where I say, okay, here are the little points where you just can contribute. And this is how you get into the software, where you can do something for yourself and also have a platform for sharing this with other people. Yeah, and that's what I'm passionate about, like having this opportunity to contribute in an easy way and also sharing this. So thank you.
Thank you, Nicco.